Okay, so how was that? Fun. You could definitely feel, I'm sure the people upstairs and next to you are like, what is going on? It's so fun to stand back and watch you all engage. You know, we work with each other. We actually think about or are working 80% of the time that we are awake in our lives. 80% of the time. So of the time that we're not sleeping, the time that we're awake, that could be 18 hours for some, it could be 12 hours for others. 80% of that time we're either working or thinking about work or talking to somebody about work. So about 80% of our lives, is what I'm trying to get to, is spent around work. And it doesn't mean that you need to not think about work. It just shows how important work can be in our lives. And that's why culture is so important, because you need to find a sense of meaning in the place that you are at most of the time. You have to like and, in my opinion, love the people that you're working with 80% of the time. And so often we work with somebody day in and day out, and we don't even know where they're from. We don't know much about their family. We don't know some of their personal goals. We don't know some of the commonalities that we might share, or even some of the uniquenesses that somebody has that we can learn to appreciate. And so I like to do this speed team building because that actually is a way to build trust. In order to build trust with each other, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to share who you really are. And you have to be willing to want to know that from other people. So I encourage you to continue this kind of conversation. Pick a question and have it be the topic of a meeting. Continue to do this on a regular basis, because when you really get to know somebody and when you are vulnerable and they are vulnerable, it allows us to open up, and that's where relationship connection happens. And when it's 80% of our lives, that's vitally important. So thank you for doing that. And another little tip, and especially if you're in sales and work, actually it works with your customers and it works with each other, is what I call the digging technique. And when you're having these kinds of conversations, if somebody says, I ask, where do you want to go on vacation? And I say Hawaii, what is something you could ask? How could you dig more? So, which island? And if I say Maui, then what would you ask? What resort, right? I'm going to be in Kaanapali. And then what would you ask? What hotel, right? So there's a lot more that we can get to. So a lot of times digging to get to the root of what a customer really wants or what somebody's trying to say is also very important in terms of conversing and listening. So round of applause. Good job. Thank you for doing that.